Alright, I got into another battle here with Mike's Panzer Brigade, determined to finally win one for the Allies. Um, he chose to fend for some reason, and we have no retreat. So he's got his Tiger in reserve, and all his Panzer IIIs are just the regular Panzer IIIs with the short 5 centimeter. So he's got a platoon here, and his HQ off to the side. Behind that building is an objective, and of course the objective is over here, and then we have minefields protecting the closer objective. Then of course I've got all my troops. I've got my 17-pounders right here. I've got Hurricanes off the board. Here are my Crusader cavalry squadron, and then the guys that the universal carriers that go with it. This is my Crusader 2, Crusader 3 that go along with the Grants that are over here, right behind them, and in the middle there. I know I got a lot of circles going here, but here's my HQ. So sorry about all the circles. So I have the first turn. I move up at the dash. All my Crusaders. I tactically move up, and I totally forgot about my universal carriers, but I shot with my 17-pounders, and yeah, I blew up 2 tanks from long range, and that was really nice. Shouldn't have left them out in the open there to begin with. Probably should have hid the Panzer IIIs behind. So now they're testing every turn to see if they run away. Well, that decimated platoon ran away. Didn't have a reroll because his HQ was on the other side, but he moves up his HQ here, moves up his panzers to get shots, and just isn't able to do anything on his first turn. On my second turn, I move up my Grants, move up my Crusaders, and then at the dash, move these guys in so that this guy can start contesting on my turn. They can't contest on his turn because I moved at the dash, but at least now I'm putting a little bit of pressure on him. You'll notice that I bailed out all 3 of these tanks. Once again, my legacy of blowing firepower checks starts, and also my planes didn't come in. And you might see them pop on, but they don't get to do anything because by the time they arrive, we're in close quarter combat and the planes have to get waved off. So the planes were a total bust this game. Alright, on his turn 2, he slides his guys over. I believe he blitzed and moved. So he was able to take out a Crusader over here from the cavalry squadron, and was able to bail out a Grant with his HQ. So he didn't have too much luck, but at least he took out a tank that turn, and his reserves were just not coming in first, second turn, so I know now that Tiger's coming in on turn 3. Okay, so now I know this is getting a little crazy. I moved my Crusaders over here to get flanking shots. My Grants here are just going to sit tight and blast away at his panzers. I move in my Crusaders here to try to get some flanking shots on those panzers that are contesting the objective, and all I can do is bail out 2 tanks out of all those shots. I've got them surrounded. I don't know what else to do. Alright, well, here comes the big boy. He comes on the board and was only able to bail out a Crusader 2, which was awesome. His panzers were able to bail out one of my Grants, and that was it. I don't think he did anything else, because you can see here he's got all his turrets pointing in this direction. He was going after those Grants big time and letting the Tiger go after the Crusaders here. He only had 1 shot though because he moved, and that's why he was only get 1 in on that Crusader. So on my turn, I did jack squat, and his tiger starts blitzing, moving in closer, but he whiffed on both shots. On my turn, this Crusader did not get back in, and on his turn, he was able to finally take out this Grantier in the platoon. So getting a little worried that tiger is getting closer. I believed he also, he also blitzed to try to get out of the rear arc that I was trying to get him with. So it's that the tiger is getting menacingly close. Okay, so what I did, I finally was able to kill his HQ, which means that these guys run, which means that the tiger is going to run, and the Allies win an 8-1 victory. Didn't lose a platoon. One thing that I totally forgot about, of course I told you about the planes, but somewhere over here, I don't know where they are, but the universal carriers were sneaking around. There was like 2 turns I totally forgot about them. They should have been on the objective by now, but I forgot to even, I was just so concentrating on trying to blow up the German tanks that I forgot about the universal carriers, which might have drawn a little bit of pressure away. But as it was, finally all these shots from the Grants just took their toll. I got, I think, 3 hits on there. Finally started making firepower checks, and yeah, that's what happens to Germans. You start making those firepower checks, they're done. They don't have a lot of units on the board to take those casualties. So make those firepower checks. That's the best advice I can give to anybody that's playing the Germans or the Italians, because it's a really big deal. Bailing them out is not very effective, especially if you're have an opponent that's smart enough to keep his HQ in close contact with his other troops. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a nice day.